Hey everyone, so we're going to do something a little bit different in this video. I'm going to bring you along for my 3-day adventure in Iceland, and we're going to do a road trip around the Golden Circle, said to be one of Iceland's best road trips, and we're going to explore some absolutely incredible places. So let's start living the dream, people. So we rented a Daisy Duster, which we picked up from the airport to start the adventure with. And then we headed straight off to the most northern capital in the world, Reykjavik. So we did go into a bit of a posh, overpriced restaurant to try some fermented shark. Yes. Now, it smelt just like the old pee bottle you find in the back of a builder's van, and to be honest with you people, that's kind of what it tasted like as well. And we did also try some sheep's head jelly, which was actually really nice, and it tasted a lot like bone marrow. Then we headed off to a supermarket to pick up some supplies. I got a bottle of water, 6 cans of beer, which were only 2.5%, 2 packs of fish jerky, some cured sausage meat things, 2 bread rolls, and 2 noodle things, and a can of Red Bull, and that cost me nearly 70 quid. So the place we stayed at in the first night wasn't too amazing, it was okay. Just 2 single beds. We had a shared living room, a shared bathroom and a shared kitchen with 3 other rooms, although only one of them was occupied, so it wasn't too bad. The facilities weren't overly clean, admittedly. We were supposed to be in like a little cabin, but I think because it was winter and there was hardly anyone about, they closed all the cabins and they put us in here. Then it was straight off first thing in the morning to explore a national park. We did explore a frozen waterfall, which was pretty damn amazing, people. Oh yeah. Now, the sun don't come up till about 10:30, so this wasn't actually as early as you might think. We'd actually been driving for an hour or so to get here. So this national park sits in between 2 tectonic plates. Yeah. So we did stumble across this waterfall. Now, it wasn't overly impressive, but it wasn't too bad. There were quite a few people there, to be fair, as well, for a waterfall that wasn't overly impressive. Now, we didn't realise at the time that our accommodation for the night was literally just down the end of the road. Then it was off to the geysers. Oh yeah, people. I've always wanted to see a geyser, so I was very excited to see these geysers. So there was a lot of people at the Geyser, especially considering it was January, so I'd imagine in summer it is very busy. Now there is a car park very close, which is walking distance, so it's very easy accessible. And there we go, people, that is now my second favourite geyser, after Geyser Butler from Black Sabbath. So there were plenty of other little geysers about here as well to check out. Yeah, it was okay. Then we headed off to the biggest waterfall in Iceland. Yeah. Now this was a very impressive waterfall. Most of the places we went to there was no admission fee, but you did have to pay for the car parks. But I was very surprised that this place there was no charge on the car park. So it was actually free to visit this waterfall, which really surprised me, especially considering it is Iceland's biggest waterfall. Yeah, definitely very impressive waterfall. Then we headed back to check out our accommodation for the night, and this place was amazing. I was really impressed with this place. There was a park for kids, there was a bar, a restaurant. We did have a meal in the restaurant and it was really good. I didn't film any of that, unfortunately, but I absolutely loved this place and I thought it was really good value for money. The facilities were fantastic. We had our own bathroom. It was a proper hotel. And yeah, really clean, really nice, really good place. Thought this was amazing, especially considering all the places we stayed were pretty much the same price. Then we headed off for sunset to go check out a volcanic crater. So the volcanic crater was the only place we actually had to pay an entry fee, which was quite surprising because it was a nice place, but I wouldn't say it was the best place we visited. You can walk all the way around the crater and you can walk down the bottom. Now there was a sign saying do not walk on the ice, but you know, Bongo Ben is not one for obeying the rules. But when else am I going to get to walk across a frozen lake in a volcanic crater? So I disobeyed that rule, as did everybody else. And then we headed off back to the accommodation to wait for dark to look for the aurora, and we were able to stand there looking out the window in our boxer shorts, lovely and warm, with our balls resting on the radiator, capturing this amazing aurora. Yep, absolutely fantastic. Then we headed off to this waterfall, which we made it to just before the sun came up. Now there were quite a few people there actually, so this must be very busy during the daytime. But you will find that on the Golden Circle, there's going to be people about all time of the year. Now in summertime you can walk all the way around this waterfall right behind it, but the path was just really thick ice and it just weren't worth the risk of falling in. Then it was off to check out the black sand beaches. Now these were amazing, really enjoyed these, especially with the snowy mountains in the background. Absolutely incredible. Right, well, time to check out this fish jerky then, people. I was very excited about this. Now, to be honest, it wasn't as good as I thought. It did just taste like dry fish, which, yes, that is what it is, so that should have been expected. But there was no seasoning or any additional flavours, so it was a little bit of a letdown, but I still enjoyed it. So we did try to get to a volcano, but it was kind of in a glacier and it just wasn't worth the risk. But we did pass this little waterfall, so we thought we'd check it out. Now this was a lovely little waterfall, but it was a bit awkward to get to. There were certainly some parts where we could have easily fell into some deep icy water, which would of course potentially ruined the trip. So yeah, not everyone would be able to make it to this waterfall, unfortunately. But we did, and yeah, it was a nice little waterfall. So we did head to this old town, which we thought was going to be full of old buildings, but to be honest, it was a bit of a letdown. The video clips you're seeing are the best bits, and it was pretty much just one street. So yeah, it was a bit of a letdown, although I must say we did have some Icelandic hot dogs here, and they were the best Icelandic hot dogs we had on the trip. So yeah, definitely recommend trying an Icelandic hot dog. So then we drove back to the most northern capital in the world, Reykjavik, for a bit of an evening in Reykjavik. Reykjavik was a really lovely capital and I did really enjoy it, and to be honest I actually felt really safe in Reykjavik. We did also pass the president's car as well. Yeah, I didn't pick up on it, but my mate picked up on the number plate reading 1. So after a few hours of exploring Reykjavik, we went back to whatever the town is that's written on the bottom of the screen where the airport is, and we checked into our accommodation for the night. Now, this was my least favourite accommodation of all the accommodations we stayed in. It was just 2 beds, a tiny room with a little sink, no TV, and a shared bathroom. Now, there weren't really anybody else here, so the shared bathroom wasn't an issue, but normally I don't like shared bathrooms because I don't want to be smelling somebody else's arse. But it was very close to the airport and we had a very early flight, so it was very practical. But yeah, the bathroom was okay from what I remember, not too bad. And that's it, people. Back to normality and back to my pointless dead-end existence.